One of the things I've learned is that not everybody is mature enough to hear your story. The reason why I say this is because I have noticed and I take account to how I feel and how my body feels in certain spaces. How does my nervous system feel when I'm around certain people? There are times where I have been vulnerable. I have shared things and talked about stuff, but in those spaces that I thought was safe, were not safe for me. And it taught me to have a higher level of discernment, but also to be selective. That's selective in relationships with men, relationships with friendships with women, relationships with family, and the relationship with myself. To literally set boundaries in those areas because I didn't set boundaries. I take accountability for myself, but also other people have to take accountability for the part that they played too, right? In regards to my experience. But when you are vulnerable and you share certain things openly because people make you think that your space is safe, come to find out they're just listening to judge, or they're listening to tell you that your feelings are not valid, to try to convince you that your way of thinking is wrong. The thing is that I have developed so much, and I'm so proud of the woman that I'm becoming. I am not the same person I was when I was 25. I'm 30. I'll be 34 in a couple of days. But the lessons that I've learned are my lessons. They're my experiences, and I honor them, whether they were good, bad, or in between. And I've learned to not allow other people who probably have not, well, people who don't have fruit on the tree, to tell me otherwise. Those are my experiences. Those are my stories. That's, that's my space, and I have every right to remove you from those spaces. Um, but I check in with my nervous system all the time to see, how do I feel when I'm around these people? How do I feel when I'm around that person? And I take account to how people respond when I do share, or when I am allowing myself to be free and vulnerable. There are people I talk to about stuff, and there's people that I don't talk to about stuff, because certain people have made spaces comfortable for me and certain people have not. You just have to have a high level of discernment, and that's from learning lessons. That's not putting up a guard. That's not having trust issues. That's having a high level of discernment, of understanding that there are some people that will have a space for you to openly have those discussions, and they will pour into your cup, versus some people, they will poke more holes in your cup, and they will say that they're pouring in their cup. They will say that they're helping you, but they're actually pouring while they're creating leaks at the same time. And I've experienced that. And I feel like once you've learned from those lessons of previous relationships, that you're not repeating the same thing. So certain spaces you don't overshare, or you don't put yourself out there, because you know better. You know better, and you know where that can lead to, because you've been there and done that. That's why they always say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me third time, no, 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 you're not gonna fool me again. That's what that means. So it's like, it takes a minute for some people to learn, but I always live by, my philosophy is, you know, if you're smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from other people's mistakes. I would rather learn a lot from other people's mistakes when they let me into those spaces to listen and to learn and to reflect with them, versus people who just want you there because they want to dismantle you in a way. They want to rewire you and make you feel, or project onto you in such a negative way. As you get older, you learn these things. Sometimes people learn these things a lot sooner than later in life. But through my journey, I've gotten to experience those things, and I've gotten to a point in my life where I feel more freer in my body versus when I did back when. And I feel like it had a lot to do with me not putting boundaries in certain aspects of my life. And now that I know, I'm able to practice that. And we're not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but your life gets less more complicated. And on top of that, you start to connect more with your body, and you connect more with your nervous system. But yeah, that's all I want to share.